Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shri Vishnu Sahasranama, name 457, Sumukha, which I think you can all understand the meaning of. It's clear. Su means that which is very nice or in the superlative, and mukha means the face. So Krishna has a very beautiful face. Everything about Krishna is very beautiful. All good qualities can be, all good qualities have their origin in Krishna. So if we say that someone has a beautiful face, that means that it's just a reflection of the beauty of Krishna's face. Yes, try find this number verse. This name Sumukha often comes in Shastra in various forms. As often Krishna's face is described compared to the moon, Chandranana, for instance, Chandramukh. Although when Krishna's face is compared to the moon, it's just some indication, because Krishna's face is much more beautiful than many millions of moons. Bahu koti chandra chini vadana ujval. The description of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's face is that it is more resplendent than many millions of moons. Yeah, there again you used the term mukhah, lotus face. So Krishna's face may be compared to the lotus, but it's only a comparison. There's no words which can properly explain the beauty. So this term Sumukha comes up in Srimad Bhagavatam in description of Lord Vishnu. Kritsna prasada sumukham sprihaniya dhama snehavaloka kalaya hridi samprashantam shyame prithavurasi shobitaya shriya Svaschudamanim subhagayantam svatmadishnyam. So Srila Prabhupada's translation: the Lord is the reservoir of all pleasure. His auspicious presence is meant for everyone's benediction, and His affectionate smiling and glancing touch the core of the heart. So we have here Sumukha, the word comes, and also Snehavaloka kalaya hridi samprashantam. So that gives the idea. Snehavaloka, His glancing very affectionately. Then His bodily hue is shyama, blackish, and His broad chest is the resting place of the goddess of fortune. She who glorifies the entire spiritual world, which is above the heavenly planets. Thus it appears that the Lord was personally spreading the beauty and good fortune of the spiritual world. So the Sumukha, the beautiful face, is one of the many aspects of Krishna that makes him Krishna, all attractive. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a quotation from Bilvamangal Thakur's Krishna Karnamrita. Madhuram madhuram vapurasya vipur madhuram madhuram vadanam madhuram madhugandhi mridu smritam etadaho madhuram 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 madhuram. The transcendental body of Krishna is very sweet But his face is even sweeter than his body. But his soft smile, which has the fragrance of honey, is sweeter still. So there are many, many descriptions in Shastra of the charming face of Krishna. Even the Srimad Bhagavatam, it's described that the various cantos, they're like different parts of his bodily form, and the 10th canto is like his smiling face. There are servants of Krishna who they feel so subordinate to him that they won't even look at his face. They'll only look at his feet. It takes great intimacy with Krishna to be able to see him face to face. That's all right. He can do. He's a press reporter, so that's his job, to take photos. So it takes great intimacy to see someone face to face. Especially if there's a very great person, to have the kind of relationship where you can just be with them face to face. That requires great intimacy. Srila Prabhupada often said that you can go to the spiritual world and you can talk to God face to face. It seems almost unimaginable. Just like we can talk to each other face to face. But we might feel a little intimidated if we had to speak to a great person. Here in Andhra Pradesh, a great person is, what's his name? Chandrababu Naidu. Is it? Yes. Has anyone from Russia ever heard of him? Unlikely. No idea. He's the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. He was, then he was thrown out of office, and now he's back in a smaller Andhra Pradesh, which has become divided into 2 states. Did you know it was divided into 2 states? No. See, he speaks such nice language. Avibhajita, undivided. That's normal Telugu, is it? See, in Hindi they'd come out with some horrible Urdu words or something. So in this part of India there was so much agitation and burning buses and people committing suicide for the Jai Telangana. But in Russia they have no idea of Jai Telangana. It's just inconsequential. That's why it's good for us to discuss Mukhah. There are so many persons, they come and go. So many political issues come and go. Even within our Vaishnava society, so many political issues come and go. But Krishna always remains smiling and happy. There's one anecdote I often cite, which one of my godbrothers said to me a few years ago, which to him it might have been just something he said in passing, but it made a deep impression upon me. That he had been deeply involved with one of our ISKCON centers in America, and there was a lot of churning or unrest between the devotees there, and as one of the senior devotees, in the meantime, he had, after being involved with that center for many years as a very senior member, he had gone to the country and he had a little ashram, and they were growing vegetables and flowers and so many things. So he told me, the devotees are calling me, you have to get involved in all this ongoing discussions. But he said, I thought I have more important things to do. That is, morning and evening we have kirtan and katha in our ashram, and in the daytime we do the gardening. Well, how is that more important than all this commotion going on? Commotion means Hindi dhamal, something like that. Yeah. Garbar, Vishrinkala, in disorder. And because all these, that will come and go. There'll be some eruption and disruption, but chanting, hearing and chanting about Krishna should go on. So we might feel intimidated if we had to meet Chandrababu Naidu, such a big man. Yeah, but there are bigger people than them. Just like in UP, people don't care for the Chief Minister of AP. And outside of India, no one cares for the Chief Minister of any state. And this is a tiny little planet in a vast universe. And Krishna is the proprietor of everything. He's so great and we are so small. But he invites us to behold his beautiful smiling face. Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan, the Gauriya commentator on the Vishnu Sahasranama, says that his smiling face, his beautiful face, it reveals his bliss. Because it said the face is the index of the mind. So generally the face reflects the feelings within the heart. Or if someone has what they call a poker face, in English it's called a poker face, it means it's completely straight. A poker means like a rod. Poker is a straight iron rod for poking the coal in the fire so that it burns better. So a poker face means someone's with a straight face, which suggests they don't have much feelings inside. But someone may be very expert in hiding their feelings. And some people can make their livelihood is to artificially express feelings. What kind of people are those? Any suggestions? Actors? Sometimes politicians, they're also considered to be like actors. Krishna's face reveals his blissful nature. Now Jagannath is coming. Jagannath is always smiling. Krishna always looks very blissful. Today, the devotees from Russia showed me photographs of the deities of Radha and Krishna who they're worshipping in Russia. Do you have those photos with you now? No. So you can see Krishna's face. You can see here also Shyamasundar. Krishna is always very beautiful and smiling. Now, actually meditation on Vishnu begins at the lotus feet. So even to think of looking at his face, that's a very high level. First we have to come to the feet. Is that right? Meditation begins on his feet? Is that correct? Generally it's thought like that. What about Vedanta Deshika? What does he say about this? Any idea? He's a great acharya of the Ramanuja Sampradaya. So when it was suggested to him that he should glorify the lotus feet of the Lord, he thought, no, that's very high level. I shall glorify his padukas, his slippers. So he wrote 1,000 verses glorifying his padukas. Or we glorify the dust of the lotus feet. That is at the bottom of the feet. But still, Krishna also likes to have some friends who he can speak with in a very intimate way, face to face. Although Krishna is superior to everyone, he likes that his mother will sometimes chastise him and kiss his face. If everyone is bowing down at his feet, who will kiss him? So just like in this world, we like to be kissed by someone by the mother or the wife. So Krishna, that propensity comes from Krishna. So as described, this the Sri Vaishnava commentator, he says that these set of names is in relationship to Nara Narayana, who is performing tapasya at Badarik Ashrama. So generally when we think of a tapasvi, we think of someone with a dried up face, not very beautiful. To make the face beautiful, someone will take bath and put oils and some mascara and different things. But the tapasvi, he'll hardly eat and he'll be in the blasting sun and the strong winds and the whole skin will become dry. But Narayan Rishi, when he performs tapasya, still, because his form is transcendental, still looks so very, very beautiful. There's practically unlimited descriptions, by poetic descriptions of Krishna's beautiful face. Krishnaya Kamala Dalla Amala Netraya. There's a prayer to Krishna offering respects, who has eyes just like lotus petals. Now, and Rama is there are so many names of the Lord. Kamala Lochana, his eyes just like lotuses, so it's all part of the face. Now, Lord Rama, from the superficial point of view, he appeared to have a very difficult life, but he was always equipoised. Means sama buddhi. When he was told that now you will become, there will be the Patapishekam and you will be put on the throne, it wasn't that he started jumping up and down and saying Jai Ho, Jai Ho. He said, alright, okay, that's alright, I shall accept. And when he was told that now, no, you won't be enrolled, you won't be made the king, you'll have to go to the forest, go get out. He also didn't show any distress. Generally we see the picture of the Ram Darbar of Sita, Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman, others may be there also. And Ram is gently smiling. He demonstrates an inner satisfaction. In the modern age, people think of happiness being very much in the mode of passion, Rajoguna. So for instance, in cricket, if someone is bowled out, then the team who bowls him out, they all have... You don't even know what cricket is. It's the national passion of India. So they all look very blissful. And the one who's bowled out looks like, as if he's been told that has a death sentence or something like this. So this is all happiness in Rajogun. One minute very blissful, and next minute very distressed. But the Supreme Lord, his state is one of complete happiness all the time. Not this rajasic happiness, but contentment. You would express, if someone tells you, yes, you're going to be on the throne. No, actually you have to go to the forest. You think, there's an English saying, the face will drop. The whole face will become as if black. What's that you see on the back of the trucks? That Buri Nazar Teri Nazar Wala Teri Buri Nazar Wala Teri Mukhah Kala. You can translate that into Telugu. Someone who looks with what's in English called the evil eye. They have a black face. So apart from the expressions of the face, there's smiling, glaring, looking with sexual desire. These are various expressions of the face. And there's also the aura around the face. So when we say black face, that means that someone's feeling very disappointed and distressed. But the Lord, of course, Krishna, he has so many emotions which he also expresses. But he's always very beautiful. And actually Bhishma expressed that his greatest happiness in his life was seeing Krishna rushing toward him with that angry look on his face. He wanted to see this. He enjoyed seeing that expression of Vira Rasa on Krishna's face. That after it was in the evening, after a whole day of fighting on the battlefield, his face was covered with dust. And he was looking very angry as he came towards Bhishma to kill him. Shankaracharya gives an interpretation that he looks very satisfied, quoting from Shvetashvatara Upanishad, he looks very satisfied because he has imparted all knowledge to Brahma. Now this name Sumukha comes up several times in Srimad Bhagavatam also. Of course, it can refer to others also. We see that those who have a beautiful face, some of them may become film actors or actresses. So a beautiful face is also, even some mundane person may have that. But the most beautiful is Krishna. And the beauty of anyone else is simply a tiny reflection of that beauty. So in the Bhagavatam, apart from Krishna directly, Prithu is described as Sumukha, Shiva is described as Sumukha, Rishabha was described as such, Brahma, he was described as, of course he has 4 faces, but his 4 faces became very bright when Vishnu was pleased with him. Lord Vishnu is described as that. And Vishnu, to be meditated upon in the heart, he is also, one should meditate upon his Sumukha, his smiling face. So apart from Sumukha, Lord Hari, Bhagavan, is described in Srimad Bhagavatam as Vadanam Manoharam, which is very similar, that his face steals the mind. It is so attractive that it steals the mind. So we pray to Krishna that may our mind be stolen away from the attractive features of this material world and be completely absorbed in Him. So he's also described as Prasanna Vaktra. His face expresses his happiness. And several times a similar Prasanna Vadanam. One of the 18 doorkeepers of Vaikuntha is called Sumukha. So there's a little discussion of he who has 1,000 names. One of them describes him as having a very beautiful face. So Vaishnavism is very nice. We can meditate on the beautiful face of Krishna. So should we see our reporters now? So some reporter came? Oh, he went away also. All right then. Okay, I think I'll finish there, and we can discuss more of this tomorrow. Krishna willing. We always say, I will do this or that tomorrow, but we have to remember that everything is in the hands of Krishna. We always think, tomorrow I'll do this, tomorrow I'll do that. But there will come one day which will be the last day in this body, and for which we will have no tomorrow. So remember that. It might even be tomorrow. Maybe we won't see tomorrow. So smaran nityam anityatvam. Always remember that everything in this world is temporary. But the beautiful smiling face of Krishna is eternal. The holy name of Krishna is eternal. And service to Krishna is eternal. So our life should be centered on entering into eternality. That's why we have these rural projects. Samudaya, community, prakalpa. We may think, well, there's so much to do in the city. Why are you going to the country and just living simply? Yeah, because the city, so many things to do, but it just distracts our attention from entering into the eternal. We want to spend this human form of life preparing ourselves to enter into the eternal atmosphere. So many things to do in the city diverts our attention from the real purpose of human life, which is to become mad after Krishna. Of course, we can also preach Krishna consciousness in the city, but on the whole, life is very complex and sanklishta, full of difficulties. You already said it. So yeah, important thing to do is to cultivate Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna. Any question or comment about this, please? Jayati Jayati Janani Vasa Dan Devaki Janmavada. Yeah. Srimukha. Yeah. Srimukha Bharata. What is it? Srimukha. Yes, Srimukha, Sumukha. All these names come. There's so many. In Sanskrit and in the colloquial languages of India also, there are so many names of Krishna describing his beautiful face. With his Makara Kundal, his eyebrows which are like bows, his face is described as just like so many moons, his lips are described as being red like bimba fruit. The intimate and intricate descriptions of every feature of his face. Sunasa, very beautiful nose, and of course his hair, that's in curling hair. Hare Krishna.